All right, our next guest has had an amazing career. He has been able to be successful for the last 27 years, playing amazing. All of my panels to start that way. All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Michael Rooker.
Thank you. Yeah, so now what?
Now I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Oh, my hand. Right on. Oh, questions, you're going to answer me.
I'm going to ask you a few questions. I thought we would talk a little bit about a television show. I think we all might know it, The Walking Dead. Has anybody heard of that one? You play a character named Merle Dixon.
That's right.
He's kind of intense.
Who?
Merle. He's kind of intense. Little surly. Not a puppy.
Intense.
That's why you're the actor. To say that he is intense is probably an understatement, but what first attracted you to the role, if you were attracted to the role at all? I'm hoping you were.
It certainly wasn't the money. Yeah, you know, at that time it was the money, yeah. My buddies gave me a ring and told me about the role, and had mentioned that, zombies are coming through the door. He's handcuffed on the rooftop, and he ends up cutting his hand off, and I say, what? And they said, well, the dude cuts his hand off, you know, and I said, okay, I'll do the role. I was the only actor willing to cut his hand off for the role. That's why I got the role.
But it looks like he grew back.
I'm like a lizard.
Now, Merle was not originally featured in the comic book. Do you feel like that gave you more creative license to create your character? Was it nice working without a template?
I never work with a template, even when I have a template. I use it as just sort of a guidepost, and that's basically what scripts are anyway, you know. And we take it, and we take in the information that's given us, and we mix it up inside and spit out something different, usually.
Did you have a process for creating your character?
Yeah, I read it, I take it in, and I jump up and down a few times and spit it out. Got to mix it up a little bit. Yeah, that's my process.
What was the most challenging part of your character?
Nothing. There was nothing challenging about that role. No.
You're just that
good. You know what? Every role has its little ups and downs and its challenges, and so you got to find some sort of handle, some sort of through line, and once you discover that, everything just sort of falls into place. So like dominoes, you know, you get the domino effect. Once you get that first one and just flick it over, all the others just fall into place. That's sort of what happens to me when I read a script. I'll read it, and there could be one word or one phrase or one scene that everything sort of evolves around. It starts sort of developing from that center, that core, and that's kind of how it works for me.
That being said, how difficult was it to play the zombie version of your character? Or was that just more fun?
Nobody knows about that yet, man.
Do you, right?
There are still people over in Africa.
I suppose I should
They have not seen that episode yet. Can't be spoiling stuff like that. Matter with you? Call yourself a moderator.
I would like to remind everybody that spoilers are a problem and may happen.
What was your question?
How difficult is it to play a zombie?
Yeah, not a problem. It took 2 hours to put the makeup on, and the only issue was I had my arm broken, so I couldn't really reach out with little Merle, and that's kind of sort of the vision was to have a zombie Merle, you know, using the knife hand to make it even more threatening, and so the body English, the body language, because the arm was broken, was a little bit more, it was a little different. It was more kind of swingy kind of thing, and it wasn't that whole reaching and grabbing type movement that I think some people had envisioned. So that was the only real challenge. The rest was not crying when they put those stupid eye things in my eye. Those things that, they were ugly and mean, and they were big and round, and I couldn't see very much. And the person came up to me and just said, "Hey, open your eye, let me see," and they went, that hurt. I'm supposed to be dead, and it still hurt, right? So, yeah.
Do you think perhaps it's just method acting, that they really want to bring out your performance with these giant contacts? Make sure you really feel the pain.
Yeah, that's part of the whole show. The pain that the actors go through for that show is part of developing their characters. The producers know this, the writers know this, you know, the directors know this. That's why they force us to do painful things. They do it every day. Rooker, go run through those woods, pick up about 50 ticks, and let us burn them off you with this torch. That's the kind of stuff we have to deal with every day.
Speaking of pain, and I'm sorry I will have to spoil again, but your death scene with Norman Reedus was very, very powerful and very emotional. What was it like filming that scene?
You made Daryl cry.
You made Daryl cry.
You deserve to cry. The little crybaby, been a crybaby all his life. About time you really cried for something.
So I'm assuming you enjoyed.
Big brother.
I'm assuming you.
Don't worry, y'all. Merle is in a better place. Yes. Anyway, yeah. You had another question?
I'm assuming that you enjoy playing a character that's not kind of the all-out hero.
Don't assume.
I will not assume. I suppose better question, what is it like playing a character like Merle?
I'm not going to tell you that. That's secret stuff.
All right.
What's it like playing someone not like Merle? That would be horrible.
Do you feel you have more freedom in a character like Merle to do things you wouldn't normally do, or is that
You shitting me? The character of Merle Dixon had more freedom than anyone. He had more freedom than the writers on that show. Oh my God. This cat could say and do almost anything. We started pulling back on the language after the sponsors started getting bigger. Anyway, funny. But true. I didn't say that. No. What do you mean?
All right, a final question now. Your zombie apocalypse team, who's on it? Zombies are coming.
What's your name?
Who do you? My name is Danny.
Who?
Danny.
Danny?
Like a boy.
There's going to be no one called Danny on my zombie apocalypse.
To be honest, I'll probably be the
And
first
look,
one.
we will use Danny as bait. Come get her.
I don't run very fast. It's okay.
So we're going to open it up for everybody, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we're going to open up this to the audience. You guys, I hope you have a few good questions. This is my favorite part of the show. So come on now.
And just a reminder, our line for questions is over here on the left.
Don't everybody rush at once. Jeez, I have 4 questions. I'm going to have to really milk this sucker.
We'll go ahead and start.
Okay, so I'm going to kind of piggyback off of one of Danny's questions, but what was it like to pretty much win over the entire Walking Dead audience in a single episode?
What did you say?
I asked, what was it like to win over pretty much the entire Walking Dead audience in a single episode?
I got to tell you that the echo in this room is really messed up, and you have to really enunciate and speak slowly so that the echo is not echoing over the echo that just passed. So ask me a question again and do it very easy and slow and enunciate, and I'll probably understand it. Don't be shy.
You scared me.
The echo in the room is making your comments, your question very
Okay.
bad.
Maybe if I stand away, that's a little bit easier. What was it like to win over the entire Walking Dead audience in a single episode?
Kick ass! You know what? That role had an awesome arc from the very first moment in season 1 all the way until the end, and that was the only way a character like Merle could have gone out of a show. You know, that's just the only way he could have gone out, and so the idea was sort of being hatched earlier in that episode. So if you watch very carefully, if you go back, you'll see little hints. And some of those hints were edited out because of time restraints, but many of them are still there, and you'll discover that there's all kinds of little nuances that appear, and you're not sure why they're there, but at the end it all paid off. That was a great way to exit, and thank you to all the writers and all the people that put up with me on that show, because we had a good time and making this character, you know, a guy that has total commitment for his family and his brother, his last remaining blood relative on the earth, and so it was very cool. Thank you, and I'm glad that happened.
First, I just want to say nice job on Black Ops 2. That was an amazing job you did in that.
Thank you.
Second, are you going to keep using Little Merle to do yard work? Like trim bushes, since you said on Talking Dead that you've gotten really experienced at using it in little small spaces?
Little Merle don't do yard work. If you step onto my yard, perhaps.
Or are you going to go hunt squirrels like Daryl did?
No, I don't hunt squirrels with Little Merle. And it surely ain't with some little crossbow either. I I'd chase him down, grab him by the nape of the neck and chew him up. You gotta skin him before you eat him, though. Don't forget that. Yeah, go ahead, Max.
I just want to say thank you for coming to Phoenix Comicon. Like, this seriously made my whole day.
Oh, right on, thank you. Thank you. I love Phoenix. We did a movie called Tombstone down there in Tucson. Very awesome movie, and I was up here in Phoenix a lot. I got to make a number of friends up here, and they still live here. And hopefully a few of them are out there in the audience. If not, they'll be here over the weekend at least. Yeah, but thanks.
Oh, and just a quick question.
That was not the question? Okay, come on, get your question.
Was there any scene throughout the whole series, which episode you were on, that you want to change, or they didn't film it the way you liked it, or anything like that?
No. Everything came out the way I liked it, and sometimes the things that didn't come out and didn't make it into the final end product was mainly because of time, and they got that show time to the second, you know. So it's pretty amazingly put together, and so I'm happy with how my character played out. Thank you. Except the death.
Hi there.
Hey, what happened to your arm? Your friend has no arm. Go ahead, ask your question. I'm sorry. Shut up.
We noticed your just charismatic personality. We really enjoyed watching you on the show and afterwards on the Talking Dead. I also follow you on Twitter and I enjoy that too. So you seem like somebody who would really engage your coworkers and your cast members, and we were wondering what kind of pranks you pulled on set.
I don't tell jokes and pull cranks. Don't look at me like that. She's lying if she says anything. No, I think Norman is more of the prankster than I. You know how little brothers can be. So you don't turn your back on them too often, otherwise you may end up, you know, with a crossbow in the nape of the neck. You know what? There were situations on set that were a bit funny, but they never happened on this shoot. They were during a movie I did called 8 Men Out. Never mind. No, there were no pranks. We don't do pranks on The Walking Dead. No, there are none. I'm not allowed to say if there were or if there weren't. They'll all get together and beat me up. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Come on.
Sorry, sure. I was wondering if you, as a person, have a connection to Merle as a character.
Yeah. He's got a nice haircut. I like that in Merle. I like his name, Merle Dixon. Yeah. The connections, as an actor, you know, I don't want to get into the whole acting thing, but there's, you know, you can talk all day about this kind of stuff, but almost every actor that I know of, you got to find your own way to develop these roles. I mean, you go to school, you find out, you get the basics, you get some training, and then you learn to do it yourself, and you learn to find your own method and your own way of creating this madness and this magic. So, yeah, I have my way of doing it, and I ain't telling you. Hey, baby, what's up?
Okay, so on an episode, Merle mentions that him and Daryl have a secret call to each other. What is it? Did you guys develop that at all?
A secret call that we never really got a chance to call?
Yes.
Oh my God, that's right.
They call that a
I remember now. No, we had a secret call. I said, we were talking about, well, how are we going to communicate with each other? Because we're in the woods a lot, and we're hunters. And so we would have, if you're like getting some poor creature in trouble, you would have secret, Indian calls, something like, what do you think would be a secret? We were trying to develop a couple of secret calls one day, and we sounded like a couple of idiots. I think the writers and the directors saw us trying to develop a couple of calls, and they decided to write that part out. They wanted us to look cool and macho and like real woodsmen. They didn't want us to look like a kid from New York City and some kids from Alabama out there were like, wah, wah. An owl?
My family just turned into animal calls.
We have no idea. We never got that far in the scripted actually develop an actual call that we could actually agree on. He wanted to do more of a whistle. I wanted to do more of a guttural thing. And they never really came together, and we never got a chance to do our call. I'm saddened by that. that would have been really stupid. So anyway, thank you. That's a beautiful question. You've been paying attention. Don't forget you have homework to do. Next, go ahead, sir.
I was wondering when you first did the first season, they left you on the roof. Was it always planned that you'd be coming back, or was that something that they decided on later?
I don't know. I was once Frank Darabont ended up writing the monologue, that 4.5-minute amazing piece of writing. I kind of had a feeling that they were setting this character up to somehow, somewhere down the road, make a re-entry into the show, but nobody said anything about that. And I had no idea if it was really going to happen. It was just sort of in my own mind that it seems logical that the way they kept bringing the character up, and talking about my bike, talking about my stash, talking about my clap, that kind of stuff. and all the drugs that I had, ended up saving T-Dog's life. All this kind of stuff, is sort of like keeping the image of Merle in the minds of the audience, and that really helped. Because when I came back as a delusion in season 2, everybody thought, I think a lot of people thought it was real that I was back. Yeah, and then it turned out to be a delusional state of my brother. And so then that was like more water that was sort of splashed and sort of making a few waves, and people really wanted to see this character come back. And I think because of you guys, I have a feeling they were going to bring me back, but because of all the fans and all the demands and all the people really intrigued by this character, that's why my guy got to come back in season 3, and I thank you for that. So, if you were happy or sad or thought you hated this guy before and you hate him even more now, it's all your fault. You got to come back.
Hello, Mr. Rooker. How you doing?
Good, brother.
Thanks to my wife, I've been turned on to The Walking Dead. Big fan, but I follow you mostly because of McMasters. What was your experience in Tombstone and with all the actors?
What?
What was your experience doing the movie Tombstone?
Which experience? I had a whole bunch of experiences. There were a lot of amazing, great actors on that show. We filmed it out here in the dead of summer. It was pretty amazing. I was dressed all in leather, and it was, you can imagine what my thoughts were. Why am I in leather? Why am I riding this horse that does not like me? How come my gun will not shoot? I mean, give me a break. I want a real gun. I want a horse that likes me, and I want dancing girls.
I take your attitude of Merle and McMasters, and I put that together as Virgil and or when I do Frank McLowry. And thanks to you.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And I do have a card for it.
Oh, next. Go ahead, just put it right there, sir. Right there. Thank you, brother.
Quick question about Nazi zombies. I'm a huge fan. And
Yes, sir.
I was just wondering how you came to be a part of that.
About the Nazi zombies?
Yeah, why? I was just curious
In
how
Black
you were
Ops
chosen.
1?
Yeah.
Or in Call of the Dead, right?
Yes.
They were Call of the Dead. Yeah, well, you know what? Call of the Dead came about because of The Walking Dead. One of the producers knew another producer, and they were looking for this character, and they thought to themselves, well, why don't we make this a real character? Why don't we use a real person? And so they started thinking about basically who they want, like Danny Trejo and Robert England and myself, Michael Rooker, and and so we all got to be in a kind of a fictitious George Romero film within this game, which is really awesome. And George is a very cool guy, and we got to play ourselves, and we got to kill zombies forever and ever and ever. I don't think you could ever win that game. You can never beat that game because you just the zombies keep coming and coming and coming. You got to keep killing them and killing them and killing them and jumping on the zip line and running away, and then they catch you, and then you come back to life, and then you go kill them again, and they come back to life, and they kill you again, and then that's the game. That is an amazing game, man. You are stuck in this perpetual world of killing zombies and coming back to life. You can never. It's like.
It kind of sounds like a metaphor.
It's like doing a movie called The Sixth Day with Arnold Schwarzenegger, when the last scene of the movie is Arnold having a scene with Arnold. For God's sake, no! Get me out of this! You cannot leave that game. Thank you. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. What you got?
First of all, spoiler alert. Your death scene at the end of season 3 was probably one of the best death scenes I've ever witnessed. So thank you for that.
Thank you very much. That was a very good scene. I really enjoyed fighting and enjoying getting my tail kicked in that scene. Go ahead. Tell me. I know you got a great question, and if you open with that.
Yeah, I was wondering what Are you currently working on anything or anything coming out? If you can talk about that?
Can we talk about it?
If you can.
Over a beer maybe at 3 a.m. in the morning. I'm not allowed to talk about anything that I'm about to do that I will be out of the country for, and I'll be working with a dear friend of mine. I'm not allowed to talk and say anything about that. I didn't say anything. Shut up.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Thank you.
I was wondering how many times it took to shoot the scene of Daryl stabbing you at the end.
How many times what happened? What?
How many times it take to shoot the scene of Daryl killing you?
He only killed me once.
Was it a multiple take scene?
No, we did it one time. This one time because that little the guy was a little out of hand, you know, and he's like, you're supposed to stab me, you know, you stab a zombie in the head one time, and they're dead, right? This cat goes off on my ass. He's like stabbing me, like, every time I watch it, I forget how many times he stabbed me, because there's so many damn times he stabbed me, that I can't count that high. Like, what is it, like 8 or 9?
Do you think Merle Zombie would have gone down in time? I feel like the multiple times were necessary.
Oh, thank you, baby. I like multiple times here. I like that, that's good. What's your name again? Stop it, next. Thank you.
Hi, Michael. I wanted to know, how did you first find out your character Merle was going to die, and what was your reaction?
I found out about 2.5 weeks before, and my reaction, you want to know my true reaction? I was saddened and I cried.
I cried when you died.
No, that wasn't really my reaction. I thought it was kind of fun. Thank you. That's not in the script.
Hello. So, my first exposure to you was you exposing your backside in Mallrats.
It was shiny and big. That's all I can remember.
Any good experiences or stories of Kevin Smith?
From Mallrats?
Yes.
Yeah, they really tried to poison me that night, man. Those chocolate-covered pretzels? Those cats are ugly and mean. They found out my weakness. I do love chocolate-covered pretzels, and I love the dark chocolate, the Godiva, come on, please. I love those things. And they found out that I love chocolate-covered pretzels, and they wrote in that scene in, and trying to find a way of getting me out of the picture. So there you have it. Yeah. So there's another scene in there that I've always missed, and it's a scene where it's a continuation of when I've gotten sick from the chocolate-covered pretzels, and I come over and I lean on the escalator like this, on the railing of the escalator, but unbeknownst to myself, because I'm not feeling well, I didn't realize the escalator was going, and I lean, and all of a sudden it starts taking me down. I start tumbling and calling for my mommy and stuff like that. Anyway, yeah, thank you. That's a cool movie. I like it. Yes, sir.
Hello. Skinny guy earlier stole my question about Call of the Dead, so I'll ask you a different one. How did they make you look younger in Black Ops 2?
Sir, I think security might...
In Black Ops 2?
Yeah.
How'd they make me look younger?
Yeah, you had short hair, mustache.
Oh! You know, they did. I paid them for that shit, dude. You know how much it costs to look younger? You know, they were going to bring in a plastic surgeon, but I said, no, dude, you can just do it digitally. It's okay, I'm not asking for the real deal. But maybe you can make me look like somebody that when Michael Rooker goes to the gym, he would want to look like. So I got a tan. I have curly hair, like I used to have more hair and curly, and yeah, and I got the big tat. I thought it was very cool. You thought they did a good job?
I did think they did a good job.
I love, but the attitude is all Michael Rooker. Oh yeah. Thank you. And that game is awesome. If you guys haven't played it yet, if you're a gamer, of course you play it. If you're not a gamer, go out and buy it. It doesn't really matter to me because I don't get a penny from any of that. So, wow. You're awesome, honey.
I just wanted to say thank you for really a roller coaster ride of emotions that your character gave us. Because it was just amazing. There was times we wanted to hate you, and there was times we felt sorry for you, and I just loved it. But I guess my thing is Merle Dixon your favorite character that you've played so far?
Yeah. You know, like Merle Dixon has been a ride, not only for you, but for me as well. I mean, I expected to go in there and do 1 or 2 episodes and be done with it. And that was how the role was written. And so I was there, all the producers and the writers are on the rooftop. And after the second episode, after you know, by the way, I thought that was quite a fair fight between me and T-Dog. Because it ended up being me and T-Dog and the Mexican cat and the cop. So it's like Merle against 3 or 4 guys. I think that was fair. Right? Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I think it's fair. I mean, I didn't pull my gun out until after the fact. And that was like to announce that it's democracy time, right? Which I thought, in my opinion, was one of the funniest lines ever written, you know? So, anyway, yeah.
Thank you.
You're a sweetheart. Thank you for asking that question. Is that hot, by the way? It's incredibly hot. I thought so. Yes, brother.
Do you have any more plans or wishes in the future to play as a zombie-killing badass?
I never have any plans. That's my life story. As an actor such as myself, your entire life is spent on the go and kind of you're not sure when the next gig is going to happen or who's going to offer it. And so that's kind of how I like it, and I like not knowing where I'm going to be next, and I like not knowing what kind of role I'm going to do next, and I kind of find it exhilarating and exciting each time. It's like Christmas, opening up a new package. You know, if you got a package for Christmas, then this would be like sort of getting one every time you find out what you're doing next. I'm doing something next, and the hard part about doing something early on and getting cast is that you can't really talk about it. So I can't really talk about what I'm about to do. Hopefully it'll come out soon and I'll be able to yak away. But thank you, good question.
Thank you.
Uh-oh. Yeah, God, these are the hardest ones. Oh, little beautiful people. Go ahead. head? What's that growing out of your head first off?
What?
What is that?
Their ears.
Oh, their ears, of course. Silly me. Yes?
How many zombies have you killed in The Walking Dead?
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you clarified because, just the other night, I did pass through Shreveport, Louisiana.
Is that what happened to the zombie beauty pageant?
I mean, she wanted to know how many zombies I've killed, and so there's, but then she clarified. Stop it. Okay, and The Walking Dead? How many zombies have I killed in The Walking Dead? You probably know more than I. Do you know? Have you counted?
No, I wasn't exactly paying attention. You're like my second favorite character, though.
I'm your second favorite character? If I had been your first favorite character, you would have counted?
Well, you know the thing. First the worst, second the best.
Who's your first favorite character?
Carl?
Who? And I think Carl likes Merle. Remember the episode after Merle had said bye-bye? Carl was a little bit teed off with his dad that Merle is dead. I saw that in his attitude. I think he was beginning to like me. Thank you. And actually, to answer your question, I don't really know how many zombies I've killed in The Walking Dead. I haven't been counting. But Merle wasn't the kind of character that would be counting, 1, 2, 3. He didn't care. Hell, he just killed them all. Thank you, though. Thank you very much. Take care of those ears. They're beautiful. Hi.
Most of my family thinks that you're more of a cruel character in The Walking Dead, except for me and my dad, who thinks you're more misunderstood. What do you think you are, cruel or just misunderstood?
That is a really good question.
I think I'm cruelly misunderstood. Cruel? I don't know what is cruel. I mean, think about it. Think about what Rick does. I mean, I think stuff that Rick does is quite cruel. Driving by that hiker, that was very cruel. And waiting until the guy was dead and then taking his shit. That was really cruel. Dude, if you're gonna take somebody's crap, go ahead and take it. I want your stuff. I want it now. Boom. You take it. Okay, you don't wait until the zombies eat him up and then take it. You know what? I think you're both right. Cruel at times, yeah, absolutely, and misunderstood almost all the time. Thank you.
Hi, Michael.
Very good question. Thank you.
Hi, I just wanted to say that you are my #1 favorite character. You're the biggest reason I'm here. And I've been going on and on about you to my friends for the longest time. They're so annoyed with it. But I've heard that all of the characters who get killed off have a death dinner. And I was wondering what yours was like, or if you had one, or you just went straight to a bar and just opted out.
I don't drink. They do not believe me. Did you sense that? They don't believe me. Oh my God. don't believe me after they saw that 44 ounce. I didn't drink all that, I'm sorry, I hope you know that. That was just for a photo, it was a photo op. 44 ounces of a Long Island iced tea would kill you. Okay, what was that question again?
What was your death dinner like?
What was my what?
Your death dinner, like with the rest of the cast, if they sent you off or whether they were just like, bye Michael, nice to see you again.
Well, my death dinner, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
But you know what, we went to this public place, we were not able to talk death at all. I mean, I was perfectly willing to talk death. You know, I'm always willing to do that. You want to talk death? Okay, come on, let's do it. You know, but no, we went to a place that was in a beautiful little community that me and Norman both had our apartments in, and it was quite delicious. And you know, everybody that I knew on the show, not everybody on the show, but maybe about 20 people showed up. No, it was just like a regular big dinner thing, and I don't think I had to pay. I think they bought my dinner. Yeah, thank you. It was a pretty easy, simple death dinner. I don't think there's any really major thing. I think we all go to these public places, so we just go and sit down and have dinner. And it's one of those pink elephants in the room. We don't talk about it. And, you know, we didn't talk about it at all, actually. We just ate and left. Thank you, guys. Goodbye. Thank you.
My question is, if you could play any other character besides Merle, which character would you want to play and why?
Oh, sugar tits. Oh my
Where's
God.
that button?
Dude, I think I played Carl. He's got the biggest hat. It covers him. I really don't like sun, so I like to stay in the shade. So he's got the best hat in town. It covers his entire body. His body is so small that he puts the hat on and it's like he's got this constant shade around him the whole time. I kind of like how that character's sort of developing. He's got some interesting conflicts and stuff, and I have a feeling that's going to be a really cool role in the future. It's a cool role now, so it's, yeah. But that to answer your question, yeah. Thank you.
Hi, I just wanted to start off by saying thanks for doing what you do, man. You're awesome. I love watching everything that you're in. But what I wanted to ask was, for you personally, what was probably the hardest thing you had to do physically when you were on The Walking Dead?
I had to remove this tick from this one actor's... Never mind. The hardest thing we have to do is remove the ticks that latch onto our bodies during the filming of this show. A lot of times we're out in the woods and we're running through the bushes and stuff, and hoping and praying we don't step on a snake or something like that, or something more dangerous. But yeah, removing the ticks is by far the hardest thing you have to do. You know, it's like, oh my God, no. You know, you get it and you pull it out and you're hoping and praying that it doesn't break off inside. And then if you're hoping that it doesn't get mad at you and start burrowing in even deeper. And then under the skin and crawling up and then getting into your brain and inside your skull and running around up there. That's the hardest thing.
Walking Dead, I had a question. When you were torturing Glenn, what did you enjoy from it and why?
What?
The scene where you tortured Glenn, what did you enjoy from that scene and why?
That's a little dark. I enjoyed every moment of that scene. I was, my fellow actor was actually quite good, all tied up. He was able to take the blows and look like that he was really getting hit. You know, the timing, his timing was excellent. I thought it was a bit unbelievable that he was as strong as he was. You know, because if I had some ugly mug like me staring down at me with an arm that's made of a knife, I would be like, yeah, man, they went Batman. And I'm telling you, when you catch those mothers, kick that one guy's ass because I don't like him at all. And that one chick, you know, I would have spilled the beans right away. Like, boom, gone. I would have gave him up, big time. Thank you.
Hey,
yes, sir, go ahead.
Hey, Michael, I just want to say that you and your brother, Merle Dixon, you guys are amazing, by the way. My question was, what is your opinion of each of the other actors? Like, their characters in The Walking Dead?
What was you want to know what I thought about the other characters?
Yeah.
You know what? When we first started doing the show, we would have these read-throughs early on before the episode began. And by the second season, they stopped doing that. It just took too much time. And the third season, we never did that kind of stuff. And but by that time, everybody knows everybody, and we actually become quite close, good friends. And you know, you're working with someone 10, 12 hours a day. You learn their likes and dislikes, and as in life, you know, sometimes you have conflicts, and sometimes you got to solve those conflicts to continue working together in a positive manner, and that was cool. That's what happens in all of these shows. You get to know people, you get to love them and like them, and sometimes you get to be a little bit annoyed with them and everything in between. So I ended up enjoying everyone on the show. You know, I've been trying my best to learn how to do a British accent so that I can actually understand them. Hello. We only got 6 minutes left.
So we can take one more question.
One more question? Come on, one more question. We can do, in 5 minutes, we can do more than one question. That's my really bad accent. Holy shit, that sucked. Okay, go ahead, sir.
I'm going to say, just in case this is the last question for the win.
Well, give it to me, let's do it.
In the more recent episodes, Carl takes kind of a dark turn. As the series continues...
I have no idea which turn he takes. I didn't say that, you said that, that's your opinion, shut up.
How do you think as the show goes on, objectively, they're going to have that character develop, being...
I don't know, I don't care, that's not a good question, I can't answer it. I love your question, but it's not for me to answer. Next question. Go ahead, get another one here. Thank you, I wish I could answer, but I can't. Go ahead, brother.
My question was, we've already seen it a couple times as a plot device, the young characters coming back, like, delusional and stuff. Do you think we'll see Merle return at all?
Hell no, I hope not. Next. Go ahead,
whenever, like, if a real zombie apocalypse come, would you, like, whenever you track on a building, would you actually, like, cut off your hand, or what would you do?
I'd cut off my big toe. That's about as far as I go. Next. Go ahead, next. Quick, see, we got more than one in. What the hell's wrong with you, woman?
My favorite thing I've ever seen even was Slither. I thought that was a fantastic movie. What was that?
Hell yeah. Okay, now, even though we don't have a lot of time, you still have to pose your question a little slower so I can understand it. Go ahead.
What was it like to work on Slither? How much fun was it?
A lot of fun. Next.
Hi, Michael.
Hello, next question. I'm not. Okay, go ahead. Ask your question.
I really love the way that your character evolved. Started out as kind of a...
Go ahead and ask your question. question, boy.
Which did you prefer, being the bigot or the anti-hero?
The anti-hero or the bigot?
Yeah.
They were one and the same. Get out of here. Next question.
Thank you.
I was wondering how...
Bigots can be heroes. Come on. Next. I'm sorry.
So I was wondering how it was to work on Henry. Great movie, loved it, by the way.
What do you want to know about Henry?
How was it working on it? Trying to get into the character.
It was probably the most difficult role I'd ever done before and since, and even now. Although Merle Dixon has been quite a complicated endeavor, and plotting out the through line for this character has been very challenging, to say the least, and very rewarding. And it's been probably thus far one of the most rewarding roles I've ever had the opportunity to play, and enjoying all of you folks out there who come and sit down for an hour and listen to me yak and rave and be a maniac and say silly things is really a great pleasure. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much.